phones weren't even invented when I was going to school. My gosh, and you have to like,
We used words that we had no business saying. I'm gonna tell you that right now. This is so embarrassing. This is one of the most embarrassing stories.
I think we all did that, so I think you're safe. Yeah, and if you said you didn't, you guys are liars.
What is up, you guys? We're Car and Bry, and today we're gonna talk about our age gap in terms of growing up, being raised, teen years, and some of the differences that we have. All right, so first section, we're gonna do pop culture. First question, what are some sayings or slang from your teen years that Gen Z would be so confused by? Saying, slang.
Tight. The
Tight.
word tight was so big.
Tight,
Like,
man.
that's tight, dog.
Absolutely. Some that me and my friends used were rar, which I guess is like I love you in dinosaur. So bad. So bad.
Did you use it like that? You know, like
Yeah.
to say, hey,
Like
I
I
love
love
you,
you.
friend. Rawr.
Yeah.
R
So it's
A
so ugly.
W R.
And then an XD at the end.
Yeah.
It's caca. We did it half joking,
Yeah.
but we did for sure say it. We also used G unit. We used words that we had no business saying. I'm gonna tell you that right
I did the same thing. I had all the business
now.
being around those words. Grew up in the hood here in Utah, in West Valley. So when we first moved to the U.S., we moved straight to West Valley, and so naturally, the kind of friends that I made friends with were honestly the best down to earth people. But
Totally.
the language used was maybe not on par for what my parents wanted me to grow up with,
For sure.
but it made for a fantastic upbringing, in my opinion.
Right.
Loved it.
I was very sheltered. I knew each house in my neighborhood that were not a part of our like LDS church, Mormon church, and there were probably a handful. I mean, like we could point them all out. But I do remember the first time I heard the F word was at my friend's house. And I heard her dad say it.
I was gonna say, how was it used? Do you
Her dad
remember?
said it, yeah. And
He
I
was
remember being
upset.
like, I don't know. I just remember him saying it, and I was like, that sounds like it could be the F word. I didn't know what it was. I really didn't know what it was. And so I thought about saying it in front of my cousins to see if they would react, but I never like had the courage to do it.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little Carly, I'm like,
I remember also hanging up on the phone. Like we would either say peace or we'd say all right then. So you'd
all
hang
right
up the
then.
phone and be like, all right then. Or if you're in person, especially during school, like for a fact, junior high. So if anyone from Westlake Junior High is watching and you remember hashtag JJ Brunt, you would know. But like he was, I would say he was the one who started it, if I'm being honest. He would leave the class and it'd be like, all right then. And so he would dap everyone up, say, all right then. And then off you'd go. And it was just the coolest thing. Like we thought it was
Sounds
so
cool,
badass.
honestly. Like, would you say all right then and then bye, or that was it?
No, that was
End
it.
of conversation.
Yeah, that the all right then was it, right?
Wow.
And so everyone was kind of like, is he leaving? Like, what's
Leave
he
him in
doing?
suspense.
You know, it wasn't that suspenseful, but we felt like it was, right? Just because it was, I don't know, it's
Yeah.
just such a cool way to say goodbye.
Totally.
A little envious.
What's up, JJ?
Our next question is: did you ever burn CDs or make mixtapes for someone you liked? Who didn't? I would say mixtapes. I think she put that in there for me just because how old I am.
We're talking a real
I,
cassette tape.
yeah. So cassette tape. So in South Africa, I had one on there that my mom's friend had made for me, Doug and Hazel
Oh,
Blue,
yeah.
and it had "Right Said Fred" on it. I'm too sexy for my shirt.
I can see the little bright.
Oh my gosh! And you have to try and find where the song was at, you know, to go to the next track. So like it was just a freaking hoot. That's the first mixtape someone had made for me. But I remember burning CDs back before even LimeWire, you know, like Napster days. And then they cracked down on that, and that was
Totally.
a no-go thing. But I don't necessarily remember making a CD for anyone. It would maybe my buddies, but it was a lot of hip hop and rap
Oh
being
yeah.
downloaded. Yeah.
I'm sure it was way cooler than my music. Burning tapes was never a thing for me. I do remember cassette tapes, but mainly to plug in the cord so you could plug your iPod in. Do you know what I'm talking
I
about?
had one of those for the CD player adapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mainly we did like burning CDs. And I still remember my cousins in Arizona burned Riley, my brother Riley and I, a whole like stack of CDs, like a whole case of different playlists for us. We had like a Disney one, and we had like R&B one, and like different types of music. So cute,
That's thoughtful of them.
so thoughtful, and it
Yeah.
had like cute little designs on the front of the CD, and like
Aw.
yeah, very sweet. I'll always remember that. All of the cool people though had a stack of CDs.
Dude, we had a binder,
A
absolutely.
massive binder. Like
Yeah.
you were cool if you had a massive binder
Yeah.
of CDs.
You would go to Grayscale at the time, right? Was it called Grayscale?
Not familiar.
Oh, I swear it was. Maybe I'm thinking stocks now. It's terrible. You would go to where they would
CDs
sell
stocks.
music.
I'm sure it's expensive. Like you had to buy each individual album, and they were what, like $15 probably.
We have the right to plead the fifth here in America, so I'm gonna do that now.
Next question: what was your first ever cell phone?
It was a brick phone, and I want to say it was like the LG Chocolate. LG Chocolate was like a slide up sort of phone. It was like a candy bar phone. But it was one similar to that as my very first one, but not that exact model. But I remember finally being able to have like the snake game on there.
Yes.
And like I couldn't
Tetris.
wait, to charge the phone so I could play that.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
Yeah. How old were you when you got one?
End of junior high, maybe beginning of high school.
Okay, so maybe 16, 15,
Yeah.
16. Yeah. This is so embarrassing. This is one of the most embarrassing stories of my growing up. But I wanted a phone so bad. I'm going to say everybody else, but you know what I mean. Like not everybody else had one, but I felt like in my dramatic mind, I'm like, everyone has one but me. And I would carry around an old phone from one of my siblings that didn't work, didn't have a SIM card in it. It just was like literally just like dead. And I would carry it around and pretend to like text and like have a phone because everybody else had one. And one time this kid, Riley Sorensen, walked up to me and he's like, "Hey, can I have your number?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have a phone." He's like,
What's
points
that?
at my phone like, what do you mean? And so I had to explain to him, sorry, this is actually not real. I just don't have a phone and I want one. So
I think we all did that. So I think you're safe. Yeah, and if you said you didn't, you guys are liars. You're lying to yourself. You absolutely did carry a phone that didn't work, or a pager that didn't work. I was around during the pager days.
Oh, the pager.
And so when my cousin,
way.
when my cousin didn't need his pager anymore, he's like, "Yo, B, do you want this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want that." So I did wear it around on the belt nonetheless, just so people know what's up.
Yeah, right. All my siblings were 16 when they got a phone. I was 15. I feel like the youngest. It's just kind of like the rules kind of slacking. But I remember it was a red Nokia flip phone. And it kind of looked a little bit like the Razor, but not as, I think it's a little bit more bulky.
Yeah, the Razors were cool when they came out.
For sure.
And then they had, Razor meant like it flipped up. Do you remember they had a Razor candy bar phone as well? Do you remember that?
Could be.
It's called like maybe the Sliver.
Okay.
Oh, you guys should check this. Someone out there is probably like, yeah, he's onto something. I swear it was called like the Sliver or something like that.
Yeah.
Someone look that up. But
yeah. But the BlackBerry was like top notch. Like all of the really important people had a BlackBerry.
When I started working at Rio in 2010, the work phone they gave us was BlackBerries. Yeah. With the little dial knob on the phone.
The dial knob.
Yeah, to navigate it that way. Had the whole QWERTY keyboard on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did get a BlackBerry at some point, but it was way past it being cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone was on the iPhones at that point.
Speaking of which, did you ever have a Palm Pilot or even a hand-me-down Palm Pilot?
I want to say yes because I remember the little
Stylus?
stylus, but I don't think it did anything advanced. Like I think it was like maybe like for notes or something.
I remember having one. I think my mom gave it to me when she got a new one, and it had just the calendar function on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, like, this is so cool. Now I can plan all my days out, right?
Oh,
And
yeah,
I got it as a kid. I was probably 13 or something like
totally.
that. I was like, what sort of planning is a 13-year-old kid gonna do? But I loved it.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure
like
little Brian was like, "This is the best ever.
carried
I
it
get to be
down.
organized."
I could take my notes in it,
Yeah,
Out of Pop Tarts, need to resupply,
right.
the important things in life.
Restock Pop Tarts.
What's a fashion trend from your generation that you hope never comes back? Man, it was baggy pants when I was in high school. Like pipes was a thing, plain white t-shirts was a thing, oversized, which thankful for me is coming back so I can wear all of that. Skater shoes,
For
like
sure.
non-skater kids wearing skater shoes,
Yeah.
I remember going into what's the store called now? Inside the mall. Um, do you know which one I'm talking about?
Zoomies,
It was
journeys.
Zoomies. It was
Okay.
Zoomies. Yeah, and I couldn't even say etnies. I didn't know it was etnies. At the time it was just like I'm looking for skater shoes, and I'm like, do you know what brand? And I'm like, no, I just want the wide ones.
Yeah.
And so it was like I think it's like Eat Nice or something like that. Just I mean, because nobody knew what they were. They just knew that they wanted
Yeah.
to wear them.
Right.
But come to find out, they were too expensive, so I settled on some Lugz instead.
Looks.
Lugz.
Them
For
looks.
those of you who know, you know.
We need to put a picture of the lugs here.
Yeah.
I had a really terrible couple years of fashion because my sister's friend Amber, who my sister's 6 or 7 years older than me, and she had this friend Amber who was literally the coolest person, Amber Snow, and she had the funkiest style. She was a dancer and she would wear just mismatched prints, like zebra stripes, and she had like the skater shoes, the funky patterns. And I thought that was so cool, but I'm falling on a budget, right? So like
Yeah.
little me trying to like recreate that was no bueno. I would wear so many like all these like Mardi Gras beads every day, like stacks of them. And like I still remember I had this pair of Puma sneakers. They were skater shoes and they were big and bulky, and like probably paired with the right outfit would be really cool, but I would just wear them with like just bonkers stuff. So all of my friends will know what I'm talking about. I'll have to like find a picture. It was bad. So I hope that never comes back into my life.
I hope there's a picture out there somewhere. Mardi Gras beads, thinking that you're
Different layers
awesome.
of shirts, tank top over it, different patterns.
I remember this is elementary, mind you, but there was a kid, Andrew Conway, who had a beret, and we just
Okay.
thought it was the coolest thing ever because his dad served. Thank you for those of you who do serve the country. And we just thought it was so badass. We're like, we want to wear that. And I remember there was picture day coming up, and he he wore it to school that day. And so both me and my cousin Stephen were like, Andrew, you've got to let us wear that. You've got to let us wear that. And I think Stephen was able to, but I don't think I ever got to wear it in my pictures.
Aww.
Yeah, so kind of sad.
That is sad.
Yeah, but it was hideous. I mean, it was just like you would wear like a t-shirt and then you would wear a button up and you just let it like sort of swing open throughout the day and then
Yeah,
it was like a pair of pants, I
totally.
mean, I don't know. If you've watched any 80s movies and you look at the kids,
You know,
that was me.
you know. What show or shows did you have to be home to watch live?
There's one specific movie I remember. Um is it Harry and the Hendersons.
Harry and the Hendersons, yeah.
I remember that we were out driving around. My dad had taken us out. It was like a Saturday, maybe it was a Sunday. And at the time, like there was no TV guide on TV, so we had the manual, the paperback version. And I remember looking at it, but somehow I got my dates mismatched. So the whole time we're on this trip all day long, my dad probably took us to lunch and then sightseeing just so we weren't home all day. I kept saying, Dad, what time are we going to be home? Dad, what time are we going to be home? And finally he said, why do you want to know so bad? Aren't you enjoying yourself? And so I had to explain how Harry and the Hendersons was going to come on at like 7
That's so
CST
cute.
or EST, but
So cute.
we're in mountain time, and so
Right.
I missed it anyway. I
Oh,
think the date was wrong. Yeah, it didn't
no.
even show. So
Darn it.
that was a specific movie. But as far as like TV shows,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, Home Improvement was huge.
Oh, for sure.
What's the one with the bus?
Extreme Makeover Home Edition.
Yes.
With Ty Pennington.
Yes, would love to
Yes,
watch
we watched that live as well. On
Yeah.
Sundays, I think it
Yes.
came out.
Absolutely loved
Yeah.
that. Used to watch Cops live. Loved Cops live. Rugrats.
On next week's episode,
He had a picture, a poster of her on his wall. And at the time, like, internet's not like it was today, right? So that was like, that was some gold.
I think he might have gone downhill. Like, I don't think he's cute now to this day.
Interesting.
I definitely have been on dating apps before, though.
I've never been on a dating app my entire life.
Oh. ASMR.
Blended. Sorry, Carly's just going to refresh our teleprompter. It got unplugged. It's recording now.
It is. Check.